Bad Boys 1 introduces Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett, best friends and partners working as detectives in Miami's narcotics division. When $100 million worth of drugs are stolen from the police headquarters, Internal Affairs suspects the theft is an inside job by corrupt detectives and threatens to shut down the entire division if the drugs aren't recovered within 3 days. Realizing the thief must be the corrupt former cop Dominguez due to his new lavish lifestyle, Mike tasks his ex-girlfriend and informant Max to gather evidence, spurring her and her friend Julie to go undercover as escorts to a party thrown by Dominguez. Unfortunately, drug kingpin Fouchet then arrives and kills Max and Dominguez, wanting to cover up the dirty cop's involvement in helping him steal the drugs. Julie manages to escape Fouchet and calls the police for help, but knowing that the police department contains corrupt officers, Julie refuses to speak with anyone other than Max's ex-boyfriend Mike. As a distraught Mike goes off to hunt down Max's killer, police captain Howard convinces Marcus to go undercover and pose as his best friend to protect Julie and earn her trust. This forces Marcus away from his unaware wife Teresa, while Mike is forced to pose as Marcus and reside in the Burnett family home. The best friend's ruse is uncovered when Teresa becomes fed up with her husband's absence and lies, and confronts him in front of Julie. Before Mike and Marcus can explain themselves, Fouchet and his men attack, kidnapping Julie. Having failed to close the case and bring down Fouchet in time, Internal Affairs shuts down the narcotics department. Despite this, Captain Howard disobeys his orders and encourages Mike and Marcus to bring down Fouchet once and for all. They get help from a criminal hacker named Fletcher to help track Fouchet to a local airport where the cops and drug dealers have their final confrontation. Mike and Marcus save Julie and kill Fouchet's henchmen, but as they attempt to arrest the kingpin, he pulls a gun on Marcus. Mike kills Fouchet, saving his friend and avenging Max. With the case closed, the narcotics department is saved and Marcus is finally allowed to stop posing as Mike and return home to his family. In Bad Boys 2, 8 years have passed and Mike and Marcus are still finding themselves in the midst of dangerous and action-packed cases. While investigating a recent influx of ecstasy being imported into Miami from Cuba, the best friends infiltrate a Ku Klux Klan meeting and engage in a shootout that results in Mike accidentally shooting Marcus in the butt. Tired of the years of danger and injuries he sustained while working with Mike, Marcus begins to contemplate ending their partnership. Unbeknownst to Marcus, Mike is also secretly dating his younger sister Sydney, which further threatens to ruin their friendship. And in further relationship drama, Marcus's teenage daughter Megan has begun dating, leading to Marcus and Mike trying to intimidate her innocuous high school boyfriend Reggie. Unbeknownst to both of the detectives, Sydney is actually working with the DEA as an undercover agent to infiltrate and take down the operation of Cuban kingpin Johnny Tapia from the inside. When Sydney is attacked by a rival gang while transporting money for Johnny, Mike and Marcus discover her secret career and help her defeat the gang and return to Johnny with her cover intact. With Sydney's help, Mike and Marcus discover that Johnny is using human cadavers from a local mortuary to secretly import drugs from Cuba into Miami. Captain Howard authorizes a raid on the mortuary, forcing Johnny to flee to Cuba and take Sydney as his hostage. Mike and Marcus then team up with fellow police officers and agents from the DEA and CIA to infiltrate Johnny's Cuban mansion to rescue Sydney and take down the drug kingpin for good. Johnny and the Cuban military pursue Mike, Marcus, and Sydney, who attempt to flee back to Miami. When Johnny corners them and threatens to kill Mike, Marcus saves his friend and kills the kingpin. In the end, everyone celebrates at the Burnett family home, with Mike now openly dating Sydney, and Marcus deciding that despite all of the danger, he can't help but to continue his partnership with his best friend. In Bad Boys for Life, 17 years have passed, and after witnessing the birth of his first grandson, born to his daughter Megan and her now husband Reggie, Marcus announces his intentions to retire. Unfortunately, the party celebrating the birth of Marcus's grandson is violently interrupted by a mysterious assassin named Armando, who shoots and critically injures Mike, leaving him in a coma. Armando is the son of Isabel, the widow of a cartel kingpin. Armando helped break his mother out of prison and install her as the new head of the cartel, while Isabel sent her son to Miami to kill the people responsible for her husband's arrest and death in prison. And although Mike Lowry's name was on that list, Isabel becomes furious at her son for targeting him so soon, as her master plan involves killing Mike last. Months later, Mike awakes from his coma and makes a full recovery, though he is dismayed to learn that Marcus remains adamant that he is fully retired and won't aid in Mike's revenge mission against his would-be assassin. Instead, Mike is assigned by Captain Howard to join a a new team known as Ammo to continue his investigation against Armando. Ammo is the newer, younger, and cooler version of Mike and Marcus, utilizing high-tech gadgetry and charisma to solve their cases. The Ammo team assisting Mike is led by his ex-girlfriend Rita and consists of Kelly, Rafe, and the gentle giant tech expert Dorn. As Mike and the Ammo team continue their pursuit of Armando, Captain Howard announces his own plans to retire and encourages Mike to look toward a life outside of police work. Unfortunately, Captain Howard is then the next target, assassinated by Armando. The tragic death of his captain inspires Marcus to end his retirement and join Mike and the Ammo team. During another confrontation with Armando, massive devastation spills onto Miami streets and Armando gets away. In the aftermath, Ammo is shut down for their failures, and Mike confesses to Marcus his suspicions that Armando may in fact be his son. Mike reveals that decades ago he worked undercover in the Aretas cartel and fell in love with Isabel before making plans to run away together. But realizing that Isabel was dangerous and could never leave her criminal life behind, Mike abandoned her and remained loyal to the police. Marcus then rallies the disbanded Ammo to accompany him to Mexico City to thwart Isabel and reunite Mike with his long-lost son. As Ammo takes on Isabel's cartel, leading the tech expert Dorn to finally put his muscles to good use, Marcus and Mike confront Isabel and Armando. Isabel confesses that Mike is in fact Armando's father, leading the son to confront his mother over a lifetime of lies and molding him into an assassin to kill his own father. Isabel refuses to apologize for her lies or stand down, and attempts to kill Mike herself, inadvertently shooting Armando. Rita arrives and kills Isabel as Mike tends to his long-lost secret son, telling him that he would need to pay for his many crimes, but that he would also always have his father by his side. After returning to Miami, Rita takes over as the new police captain, while Mike and Marcus are placed in charge of Ammo. As they are assigned their newest case, Mike visits Armando in prison, seeking his help and offering his son a chance at redemption.